We're back again on Wikipedia, reading Wikipedia. Uniformitarianism, also known as the doctrine of uniformity or the uniformitarian principle, is the assumption that the same natural laws and processes that operate in our present day scientific observations have always operated in the universe in the past and apply everywhere in the universe. It refers to invariance in the metaphysical principles underpinning science, such as the constancy of cause and effect throughout space-time, but has also been used to describe spatiotemporal invariance of physical laws, though an unprovable postulate that cannot be verified using the scientific method. Some consider that uniformitarianism should be a required first principle in scientific research. Other scientists disagree and consider that nature is not absolutely uniform, even though it does exhibit certain regularities. In geology, uniformitarianism has included the gradualistic concept that the present is the key to the past and that geological events occur at the same rate now as they have always done, though many modern geologists no longer hold that strict gradualism. Coined by William Whewell, it was originally proposed in contrast to catastrophism by British naturalists in the late 18th century, starting with the work of the geologist James Hutton in his many books, including Theory of Earth. Hutton's work was later refined by scientists John Playfair and popularized by geologists Charles Lyell and Principles of Geology in 1813. Today's Earth's history is considered to have been a slow, gradual process punctuated by occasional natural catastrophic events. 400, 6,000, 12,000 years. Yeah, that's from a Thunderbolt video. It's somehow funny when you think about, like, there are people who were working something really different and all of a sudden they became something else. Or there are like people who went to school afterwards, they went to university and they became some professor or whatever. And they are like taken for real because they are like really, they have studied many thousands of hours and wrote and stuff, and they are real professionals, scientists, because they went through this schooling system. And one thing what I've never got taught in school, even though I think afterwards, nowadays, I think if one person ever explained me in the beginning of my school career that things are really related to each other. You can't teach anyone history and leaving, for example, the weather out, because there will be no culture or people over there if the weather is too bad. And how is the weather created on Earth? Where's the energy coming from for the weather? It's not volcanoes driving those. Like, it has to come from somewhere else. So it comes from outside. So it's the sun. Even though they claim that the Earth is not like that's this uniformitarianism stuff. So, and if a professor, whatever professor he is, And if he's doing this kind of work, final work stuff, what they do, like publishing papers, and then you figure, like, I've been reading quite many of these kind of scientific papers. Some of them are really long, full with words I've never heard of. I think that's also a game what they play using words, but you have to Google to figure out what it is. It could have been said much more simple. More simple language, understandable for everybody. But no, they will try to obscure their so-called knowledge. So anyway, they write those papers, and after you write the whole paper through, you notice that half of if there's, let's say, 40 pages of whatever article you read, and there's 15 pages of like citations like from other people works, and like, this kind of stuff, almost a half of the whole paper is just citates from some other people, which is somehow funny because it indicates they didn't probably think too much by themselves, or they have been, their thoughts were somehow, how to put that, they put a box around their thoughts, because you can't think out of the box, because if you figure something out, you're gonna lose your job. That's our job, to figure things out, to keep the mystery alive, how things work. So, and it's still funny that like these kind of really educated people who have never done anything else, they're like widely accepted as those really professionals, because they know stuff, they went to school, and they have proof that they went to school. But you can understand stuff without going to school, because one thing which was really cool what they teach me in school was reading. And yeah, no gods, no masters. Think for your fucking self. It's up to you what you are searching for. If you are searching for mind-blowing things, amazing things, beautiful things, you will find them. But if you search for things to waste your time playing video games or whatever, you will find those too. It's up to you to make the decision what you are really searching for. Yeah, thanks. That's for